I want to share something with you. This is on the tails of this right here, because we have a collab, obviously, from Japanese, One OK Rock, Pale Dusk, Chico Carlito. I don't have permission to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway because I think the person would want me to do it, or want me to at least share this with you. When Annie was going through grad school, she had, her group of people that were also going through grad school. And of course, like at all the parties and get-togethers and stuff, you start to meet plus ones and boyfriends and girlfriends and husbands and wives and stuff. And one of the guys that I kind of made friends with was a guy, let's call him Jake. Okay. So Jake was a musician and he was a gamer. We kind of did like a little podcast thing for a little while together, but Jake had always wanted to learn Japanese. So he started watching anime, he started doing all this stuff, and then he started learning Japanese through some like website or something. And then he found some friend in Japan that wanted to learn English, and they started chatting. And then he started to learn Japanese through his friend. And then his friend started to learn English through him. And it was pretty neat. But what was really neat was they were both musicians and they started using their respective languages to talk about music. So far, so good. What's really neat is that at one point, they started this idea where I think the guy's name, I can't remember the guy's name that was in Japan. It's called Mo. Mo said we should record a song together. And of course, like Jake's like, well, I can't afford to go to Japan. You can't afford to come here. So how are we going to do that? He's like, I'll lay down some drums and then you lay down some guitar, send it back. I'll lay down the lead, you lay down some vocals, blah, blah, and then we're just going to pass it back and forth until we get something. And I actually have the track. This is a rough mix, okay? It wasn't like it was finalized. It's not on a CD anywhere. It's just what these two created by passing tracks back and forth. And this is what they ended up with. It's pretty cool. It's called Metamorphosis. That's pretty crazy, right? Yeah, so that's not that's not a whole band sitting in a studio with a team behind them, post production and processing. That's I'll do this part and I'll send it to you and then I'll send it back and we'll go back and forth and then we'll mix it in the end and hope for the best. That's two guys across the world putting a song together. I think that's so friggin' good. I've been sitting on that track for let me think. It's got to be 6, 7 years now, maybe more. Yeah, maybe 10 years. Yeah, I think that's so cool. I don't know if they ever met, honestly. I know they did a lot of like video chatting back and forth. They were using Skype, kind of sending files back and forth. But this video that we watched reminded me of the Scream because I think it's Mo from Japan has a really good scream, and Jake does too. So it really went well, and I've always liked it. I mean, you can tell I'm lip syncing the words to a friend's song I've been listening to for 10 friggin' years. But I finally got an opportunity to share it with you. Like I said, I didn't really have permission to do it, but we're gonna hope for the best. So I mean, and I actually haven't talked to him. Because once grad school ends, you know, everybody goes their separate ways. They go back home, they go across country. I haven't talked to him in probably 9 years, maybe. So I hope he's well, but I thought this was pretty neat. And now, as I'm sure he would have wanted, he got to share that music with people from around the world. Yep. They're on SoundCloud. Really? Is that right? That's too funny. There's no way he keeps up with this. 8 years does sound right. Yep, that's the one. No kidding. Wow. Yep, pretty neat. Good find. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. I thought that was pretty neat. Even just the story behind it, I think is pretty cool. How we live in a world that we can do that. It wasn't always the case. You know, there's always a lot of gatekeepers with recording studios and labels and stuff. And still some of that is true. We've been talking about that. But also a lot of gatekeepers are gone. And because of the global connection that we have thanks to the internet, you know, you have a lot more chance and opportunity to put yourself out there. Like the fact that I'm here talking to you wherever the hell you are. I didn't have to get approval for this. I didn't have to audition. I just press live and then go, hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. And then you think, I like him. He's handsome. Hello, my ragtime gal. And you keep coming back over and over. Yeah. Here we are. If we had gatekeepers, this shit never would have flown. Never would have flown. Ever. Oh, man. Yeah.